There are certain days when the current of life shifts, when invisible patterns rise to the surface, and what was hidden suddenly asks to be acknowledged. September 9th carries such a current, woven through the Virgo gate that opens into the realm of finances and prosperity. If you have found yourself here, it is not by accident. You were pulled into this moment because something within you is ready to hear what has been whispered beneath your daily struggles. The alignment of this day is not about numbers in a bank account. It is about unlocking the flow of energy that money represents. This message is not for everyone. It is for those who have felt the strain of trying harder but seeing little change, for those who wonder why effort does not always match results, and for those who sense that money has a deeper spiritual pulse. Virgo sharpens the details, reveals the hidden cracks, and offers the chance to reorder the system of your life. That is why September 9th is called the financial gate. It is a threshold that tests whether you will step forward into clarity or remain entangled in confusion. There is both promise and warning in this day. The promise is that financial breakthroughs can emerge if you align your thoughts and actions with intention. The warning is that if you ignore the call, you may fall into old traps, repeating cycles of scarcity, overwork, or misplaced generosity. The gate never forces, it only reveals. The choice of response rests with you. So why listen closely now? Because hidden in these words are 4 smart moves that act as keys. Each one is practical yet spiritual, grounded yet expansive. Each one gives you a way to not only manage money differently, but to shift the energy that surrounds it. And at the end of this journey, there will be a ritual and a decree, simple, powerful acts that seal your alignment into reality. The map ahead is clear. First, we will expose what keeps money slipping through unseen cracks. Then we will reclaim the power of value, step into the momentum of action, and finally learn the circulation that multiplies wealth. These 4 moves are not abstract lessons. They are practices you can begin today. And as you take them in, remember that the decree at the end may become the sentence that redefines your financial future. Virgo is often described as the sign of detail, discipline, and quiet labor. And this is the very reason you are prepared for the revelations of this day. For years, you have been working behind the scenes, putting effort into places where recognition was rare, sometimes absent altogether. You have carried the weight of responsibilities without applause, built order in chaos without reward, and kept faith alive even when circumstances suggested you should give up. That hidden discipline is not wasted. It is the very foundation that allows you to stand ready for financial alignment now. Many times you have looked at your journey and wondered why progress felt slow, why others seemed to move faster, why the seeds you planted did not bear fruit immediately. What you did not see was that those seasons of delay were seasons of training. Every small sacrifice, every moment of restraint, every choice to keep going when results were invisible has shaped you into someone capable of managing abundance with wisdom. Virgo energy is never rushed, and the same patience you cultivated in hardship is the same patience that now prepares you to receive increase. It is important to reframe the struggle you have faced. The financial pressure, the unexpected bills, the work that stretched you to exhaustion, all of these were not punishments but exercises of resilience. They were shaping your awareness, sharpening your discernment, and teaching you to notice what others overlook. You were not being denied. You were being prepared. The universe has recorded every hidden effort, every sleepless night spent worrying, every decision you made to keep integrity intact, even when compromise looked easier. Nothing was wasted. There is also a deeper mission at play. Many who walk under Virgo's influence are called to break generational cycles. Scarcity may have been passed down through your family line, a constant fear of not having enough, a belief that struggle is the only way to survive. But you are here to interrupt that story, to end the inheritance of fear, and replace it with a legacy of wisdom and prosperity. The financial gate of September 9th opens not only for you but through you, because the decisions you make now ripple forward, altering the path of those who come after. And this is why the smart moves we are about to uncover are more than strategies. They are the translation of your preparation into action, the bridge between endurance and breakthrough. The truths about money as energy are about to rise. To understand why these financial moves matter, you must first see money not as paper, coins, or digital numbers on a screen, but as energy. Money is the physical expression of exchange, the mirror of how energy flows between people, opportunities, and choices. When the flow is blocked, stress rises. When the flow is clear, expansion follows. This is why finances are never separate from the spiritual path. They are woven into it, reflecting your beliefs, your fears, and your ability to align with abundance. Virgo, being of the earth element, brings structure and clarity into this realm. It is not satisfied with vague wishes or impulsive spending. Virgo demands that you see where the patterns lie and asks you to treat finances as sacred architecture. And on this September 9th, the waxing moon amplifies this energy. The waxing phase is the moment of building, of growing, of testing the structures that will hold future abundance. Just as the moon swells toward fullness, so too can your resources expand when you align with its rhythm. Consider this simple definition. Money is stored energy directed with intention. When you earn, you are gathering energy. When you spend, you are releasing it. When you invest, you are planting it into soil for multiplication. Problems begin when intention is absent, when spending becomes unconscious, or when earning is disconnected from purpose. This is why financial work is spiritual work. It reveals the relationship you have with yourself, with trust, and with the unseen order of life. You may already have noticed signs that this truth is pressing forward. Perhaps you have dreamed of coins or found yourself repeatedly seeing the number 888, the vibration of abundance. Perhaps synchronicities around money, unexpected conversations, sudden opportunities, or even obstacles have made you more aware than usual. These are not accidents. They are signals pointing you toward the adjustments that are ready to be made. Do not confuse urgency with panic. The gate does not open to fear. It opens to clarity. The financial shift waiting here is not about chasing quick fixes, but about aligning energy with order. The waxing moon and Virgo together create a mirror, showing where correction is needed and where strength already exists. This awareness is the frame. Now the 4 smart moves step forward, beginning with the audit of energy and money, the first act of clearing the ground so new abundance can take root. The first smart move that Virgo calls you to make is the audit of energy and money. Before abundance can multiply, the leaks must be seen, and this is where clarity becomes your greatest ally. Many people believe they have a money problem, when in truth they have a vision problem. Money does not disappear without cause. It follows pathways, some chosen consciously, others allowed to run without awareness. This first move is about shining light on those hidden paths. The symptoms of neglecting this audit are familiar. The feeling that no matter how much you earn, it slips away too quickly. The stress of reaching the end of the month with less than expected. The vague confusion that makes you wonder where it all went. Often, it is not the large expenses that erode prosperity, but the small, unnoticed ones. Subscriptions left forgotten, purchases made in moments of emotion, habits that consume more than they give. These leaks in money are mirrors of leaks in energy, moments when you give away your strength without realizing it. Picture the person who works long hours but never feels progress. They look at their account and sigh, frustrated, certain the numbers are betraying them. Yet when they pause and trace each expense, clarity comes. Small patterns appear, daily habits that quietly drain resources, choices made without intention, energy scattered on what does not nourish. The frustration was never betrayal. It was blindness. Once seen, the pattern begins to shift. The error most often made is believing that this clarity is tedious or unnecessary. People avoid the audit out of fear that they will see something painful, yet the very act of looking is what breaks the cycle. Virgo reminds us that details matter, and to ignore them is to remain enslaved by what could easily be corrected. The protocol here is simple. For 1 week, track both money and energy. Write down not only what you spend, but how you feel after each interaction, each purchase, each decision. Do you feel lighter, or do you feel drained? This dual audit reveals where true leaks exist. Once seen, you can redirect flow toward what builds rather than what depletes. Affirm this truth as you begin. Where my focus goes, my abundance grows. Let it guide your attention with discipline and grace. And as the leaks are revealed, the second move rises naturally, calling you to place boundaries around your value so that what you gain is not lost again. The second smart move is the boundary of value. Once clarity reveals where your resources have been leaking, the next step is to guard what you carry. Value is not only about numbers in an account. It is about how you allow yourself to be treated, how you exchange your skills, your time, and your energy. Too often, money struggles are not about lack of opportunity, but about a lack of boundaries. Without them, your worth is diluted, and resentment grows like a shadow. You know the symptoms. The frustration of working harder than others but receiving less recognition. The quiet anger of being asked for favors that drain you, offered with no return. The hesitation to charge fairly for what you do because you fear rejection. These are not small inconveniences. They are signs that you have allowed your worth to be set by others rather than by yourself. Virgo's wisdom reminds you that boundaries are not walls of isolation, but structures of honor. Imagine someone who stays late at work every evening, picking up the tasks no one else wants. Their effort keeps the system running, yet no promotion comes, no bonus arrives, no word of thanks is spoken. At first, they tell themselves they are being kind, that recognition will eventually follow. But the weeks turn into years, and inside grows a bitterness that poisons their spirit. The problem is not only the employer. The problem is the absence of a boundary that declares, "My worth sets the standard." The common error is confusing sacrifice with love, self-denial with humility. People think they must prove their value through endless giving, forgetting that true worth never begs. It simply exists, strong and undeniable. When you undervalue yourself, the world mirrors that back. When you stand firm, the world eventually adjusts. The protocol for this move is direct. Today, set one clear boundary around your value. It might be saying no to unpaid work, raising your rate, or simply refusing to carry a task that is not yours. Even one small act begins to shift the vibration of your financial life. Let this affirmation become your guide. My worth sets the standard. Speak it as if carving it into the fabric of your reality. With this strength in place, the next move becomes possible. The planting of a seed through aligned action that carries you forward into growth. The third smart move is the seed of aligned action. After you have seen the leaks and built the boundary of value, you are now asked to step into momentum. Money, like energy, responds to direction. It does not flourish in hesitation or delay. Too often, the dream of financial freedom is postponed in the name of waiting for the perfect moment. Yet the truth is that the perfect moment rarely arrives. Growth begins when you plant the seed, however small, and allow it to take root. The symptoms of ignoring this truth are cycles of paralysis, ideas that stay in notebooks, talents that never leave the safety of imagination, projects that are always almost ready but never launched. Fear of failure disguises itself as preparation, and opportunities slip quietly into the distance. The spirit feels restless, not because it lacks vision, but because action has been delayed for too long. Picture the person with a skill that could bring income, writing, designing, teaching, creating, but they tell themselves they are not ready, that they need more time, more training, more courage. Each year, the idea remains locked inside, and with it, the abundance that could have flowed. But the moment they take a single step, offering their service to one person, posting their work, or making one call, the energy shifts. Doors that seemed sealed begin to open, not because they were waiting for perfection, but because they were waiting for action. The error most often made is believing that the first step must be massive. Virgo's wisdom teaches otherwise. The earth does not produce a forest in one day. It begins with a single seed. Aligned action is not about doing everything at once. It is about doing one thing with clarity, one choice that matches the truth you have already claimed. The protocol is simple. Within the next 24 hours, take one aligned financial step. It could be reaching out to a potential client, applying for an opportunity, or dedicating focused time to a project that has waited too long. Do not wait for confidence to arrive. Let action create confidence. Speak this affirmation as you move. Small steps create big doors. Repeat it until you believe it, until hesitation transforms into momentum. And once you have planted this seed, the fourth move will rise, teaching you the circulation of money and the sacred rhythm that multiplies what you already hold. The fourth smart move is the ritual of circulation. After clarity, boundaries, and aligned action, the final step is to understand that money is not meant to stagnate. Like breath, like water, like energy itself, it grows when it moves. Fear teaches you to hold tightly, to grip every coin as if it might vanish. But that grip is what strangles the flow. Circulation, guided by intention, is the rhythm through which prosperity multiplies. The symptoms of resisting this truth are familiar. Hoarding every resource out of fear that it will never return. Refusing to invest, even in opportunities that align with your growth. Feeling guilty when giving, as though generosity reduces your worth. The result is a tightness, a scarcity mindset that keeps abundance locked out. Virgo whispers that order is not about clinging, but about directing, about letting energy pass through you with wisdom so that it can return with increase. Imagine the person who saves every cent but never allows themselves to enjoy life, never invests in their own development, never gives to others. Outwardly, it may look like control, but inwardly, the fear grows louder, the joy shrinks smaller, and opportunities slip by. Now picture the one who gives intentionally, donating, gifting, or even spending with clarity. Their money circulates with purpose, and what they release does not vanish. It becomes seed planted in soil that yields more in return. The difference is not in the amount, but in the intention. The error most often made is believing that holding tightly ensures safety. In truth, safety comes from trust and wisdom. Circulation without clarity is waste, but circulation with intention is multiplication. When you release with purpose, you open channels that fear could never unlock. The protocol is clear. Choose one act of circulation today. It may be a donation, an investment in your growth, or a gift to someone in need. Do it consciously, not impulsively, and speak your intention as you act. Let your money carry your belief, not your fear. Affirm this truth now. What I release returns multiplied. Repeat it until your grip loosens, until circulation feels natural rather than threatening. With this fourth move complete, the foundation is set. Yet wisdom does not end in theory. To see the power of these moves, it is time to witness them alive in the story of someone who turned scarcity into flow. There was once a man who carried the weight of constant financial struggle. To the outside world, he seemed steady, showing up to work each day, paying bills just in time, never speaking of the pressure that followed him home. Inside, however, he felt like he was drowning, always chasing after money, yet never catching enough to rest. His nights were restless, haunted by numbers, and his days were marked by quiet despair. What he did not know was that his breakthrough would not come from working harder, but from aligning with truths that had been waiting for him all along. The turning point came on a morning when he checked his phone and noticed the number 888 glowing back at him. It was not the first time he had seen it, but this time it struck him differently, like a message trying to break through. He remembered hearing once that 888 was a sign of abundance, a signal that financial flow was near. At first, he doubted, but something in him stirred, and he decided to try. That was the day he began applying the smart moves. He started with the audit, writing down where his money went and where his energy drained. The truth shocked him. Small leaks everywhere, choices made without thought, hours given away for free. Then he set a boundary. He told his employer he could no longer work extra hours without pay. Fear whispered he might lose his job. But instead, respect grew. And soon, opportunities followed. Encouraged, he took aligned action, finally offering a service he had been postponing for years. To his surprise, someone accepted and paid him the very same week. The final step was circulation. He chose to donate a small portion of what he earned, speaking his intention that it would return multiplied. It was not the amount, but the faith in the act that shifted him. Within days, unexpected income appeared. An old debt repaid, a bonus at work, a client referral. The man was stunned, but deep inside, he knew it was no accident. He had stepped into a new rhythm. The moral of his story is clear. Financial alignment is not just about strategy, but about spirit. The gate opens when you see clearly, value yourself, act with courage, and release with trust. His proof now becomes your invitation, and the next step is to learn how you, too, can anchor these truths through a ritual of alignment. Now the path opens for you to anchor the 4 smart moves into your own reality. Knowledge alone is fragile unless it is sealed with intention, and this is where the ritual of financial alignment enters. The ritual is simple, yet it carries the weight of transformation because it gathers thought, emotion, and action into a single current. When all 3 align, abundance responds as though a door has been unlocked. The first step is clarity. Take a page and write your financial intention in the present tense, as if it already exists. Do not write, "I hope to prosper." Write instead, "I prosper now. My finances expand with wisdom. I circulate abundance with purpose." These words become a decree, and the paper becomes a witness to it. The second step is emotion. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and allow gratitude to rise. Imagine the feeling of having enough, the calm of bills paid, the joy of giving freely, the relief of no longer fearing scarcity. Do not wait for these moments to come in order to feel them. Feel them now, because emotion is the magnet that draws the unseen into form. The third step is action. Within 24 hours, take one aligned financial step. It may be starting your audit, setting a boundary, launching a small offering, or making a purposeful act of circulation. Do not wait for perfection. Take the step that matches the decree you have written. For those who wish to add an astral layer, align with the waxing moon. As the moon swells, visualize your intention growing alongside it. Light a candle, breathe steadily, and imagine a golden door opening before you, leading into a future where financial clarity and flow are already real. Step through in your mind with certainty. Finally comes release. Do not grasp, do not beg, do not panic. Trust that what you have aligned will ripple outward in its own timing. Protection can be added with a salt bath, the burning of incense, or a prayer to clear lingering heaviness. This ritual is not about control. It is about coherence. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions echo the same truth, the universe reflects it back. And once the ritual is alive within you, the signs of alignment will begin to appear, guiding you into the final seal of this journey. When alignment has been set in motion, the universe begins to whisper back through signs. At first, they may feel subtle, but they carry weight if you pay attention. You may see repeating numbers like 888, 111, or 222 appearing on receipts, clocks, or screens. You may feel a sudden sense of calm, even in moments where worry once lived. Unexpected opportunities may cross your path. A new client, a discount, a door opening that seemed closed. These are confirmations that the financial gate has responded to your intention. If silence follows, do not despair. Sometimes the shift moves through dreams or inner clarity before it takes shape outwardly. The soil holds the seed before it rises, And just because you cannot yet see growth does not mean it is not alive. Trust the process, knowing that what is aligned in spirit will eventually show itself in form. To maintain this flow, keep one daily habit as your anchor. Begin each morning with 3 grounding breaths, followed by a simple decree: I prosper now. Then make one small gesture of order, such as organizing your space or writing down a clear financial goal. These small acts create continuity, weaving alignment into the rhythm of your days. At the same time, protect the energy you have activated. For the next 24 to 48 hours after your ritual, avoid drama, impulsive spending, or overexposing your process to others. Guard the silence, because silence is the soil where your decree grows strong roots. Now the seal must be spoken. Declare with certainty, I step into Virgo's gate, and I prosper. These words are not hope, they are law written into the fabric of your timeline. Speak them aloud, whisper them if you must, but let them leave your lips as a decree of alignment. And then, join the collective by writing the words, I claim my abundance. Each voice strengthens the rhythm, each decree adds weight to the vibration, and together they create a current that none can resist. This is your moment. September 9th, under Virgo's order, the financial gate has opened for you. You are no longer bound by scarcity. You are walking into a golden door of clarity and increase. Hold the decree, live the moves, and trust the light that shines on the path ahead.